What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So Quincy, the son of I'll Be Sure, but of course raised by Diddy and the rest of Diddy's children, have put together a joint statement in support of their father. So the statement reads, "The past month has devastated our family. Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity on social media. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to the truth, knowing it will prevail, and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss you and love you, Dad." That's a very, very sweet statement. And my heart goes out to Quincy and all of the children, especially baby Love, right? She is completely innocent. I feel like all of them are. Um, I'll say this. I I understand the sentiment, you know. I'm sure that they are heartbroken. I'm sure that they have only known the paternal side of Diddy, at least I hope, right? Um, and it's unfortunate because a lot of times people who are in high places or, authoritative positions, they can show one side to one person and be a completely different person to another, right? Especially somebody who they consider to be a subordinate. Um, so on one hand, my heart does go out to Quincy, Chance, Christian, the twins, Baby Love, all of them, all of Diddy's children, because I can only imagine how heartbreaking and devastating, this must be. On the other hand, I want to put on my logical hat, right, and do some critical thinking. Quincy is old enough, and the boys are too, Justin and Christian. They're all adults. So let's start with the adults, right? Okay, so they are old enough to have, their brains are fully developed. And I'm sorry, you guys, I have a cold. You guys know I'm still getting over my illness, but I'm putting in some work here. um, but they're old enough to know, to have seen that CNN video and to have processed everything that has transpired, right? Even before their dad got locked up last month, you remember the raids on the home in Miami and in LA, that Homeland Security, detained them while they were on the property. The fact that Diddy didn't let them know ahead of time or try to get them to safety, it showed me his character. And it showed me, in my opinion, that was negligence. He was neglecting his kids. He could have easily, you know, um, even if he didn't want to, call them or text them, if he was afraid that their phones were tapped or whatever, he could have sent someone to let them know or to get them to safety, right? Take them out to dinner or take them to his mother's house, anything, right? To empty out the house so they didn't have to go through that. But he didn't do that. Then when he took the girls on vacation, he had um, the mule, the young man from Syracuse that got arrested as well, but that was carrying his substances on the plane with his daughters. Again, just not thinking about his children, not worried about their safety or putting them in harm's way. In my opinion, that's being an irresponsible parent. And then when I read this statement, I can only imagine that this has devastated their family. However, the things that we saw, the things that we've heard, the lawsuits that we've read, over this past month, In my opinion, right, they're not just conspiracy theories. They weren't just false narratives, as Quincy's written here. It's not absurdity on social media, but these are real life testimonies, you know, accounts, firsthand accounts from witnesses who have experienced these horrific things from their father's own hand. The CNN video, in my opinion, speaks for itself. But putting that aside, all these different lawsuits from, men, women, people who said that, um, these horrific acts happened when they were minors. As my grandma would say, baby, everybody ain't lying. Okay. Now, if you get two people saying the exact same thing, because one on one, he said, she said, okay, you tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. But if two people say, no, we saw or experienced the same thing or something similar, that speaks to credibility, right? That gets people's attention. Three or more, you know, um, there's truth there. And I get it. I'm sure that they are probably in a grieving process, the 5 stages of grief. They've probably moved past anger to denial. That's what I'm reading this as, right? That Quincy is in denial to the type of man that his stepfather, or, I know Kim and Diddy never got married, but the man who essentially raised him, the father figure in his life, the character of this man is really dark. And even if he didn't see that personally, trying to grapple with that, I'm sure, is really hard for him and his siblings. I wonder why his relationship with Albie Shore, his biological father, I wonder why that's estranged. Because Albie Shore, you know, he said that, he thought that Diddy was the reason why he allegedly fell into that coma and tried to take him out of here. Similarly to how he alleges he got Kim Porter out of here through pneumonia, quote unquote pneumonia. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just wondering why him and Quincy aren't as close. I mean, he told Quincy, that you can always come home and that he always had the door open for him. I wonder what happened. That's just my own, thinking. But for Quincy to write this statement, I feel like maybe it was like a protective measure. Like he is trying to carry the good memories that he has of Diddy growing up to carry him through this really difficult time. Because the truth is that we've seen on that video that is laid out in those lawsuits that we'll hear, hopefully, Lord willing, in May 5th, 2025, where people will give a firsthand account to what Diddy did to them against their will, against their consent. And again, Cassie Ventura kicked it off last year, and at the end of the year with that CNN video in her lawsuit, and she detailed, things that Diddy did to her, and we saw it. Everybody, saw it with that CNN video. So I guess, like I said, my heart goes out to them, to all of them. But him saying that these are false narratives and conspiracy theories, in my opinion, that's just, I guess, him trying to um it sounds like he's grieving. I'll say that he's in that denial stage of grief. And it's unfortunate because I feel like that truth is going to hit him like a ton of bricks. And I hope that he, once he does get to that place of acceptance, that's the final stage of grief, that he will have a strong support system, whether it is his biological father, I'll be sure, or his siblings, or a good therapist, or, because the truth of the matter is, um, I think that there's been 24 lawsuits, if I'm not mistaken, so far, and they keep, coming up. But it has been countless people. These are just the people that we know about. These are just the people that are brave enough to speak out against Diddy. Diddy's only 54 years old, but he has been wreaking havoc on people's lives ever since he was at Howard University. That's how he got his nickname Puffy, because of his temper. So this man has been, just wrecking shop for decades. So I hope that Quincy, once he does, come to grips with that, come to terms with the truth of who his father really is, that him and his siblings can lean on each other, and then come to a place of healing. But first, that truth bomb is going to have to hit. You guys, let me know your thoughts about what Quincy said in his statement. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.